It's me. Come closer. Can you hear them? They whisper to me every night, begging for help, but I can't understand what they're saying. All I know is that this village is cursed. No one should ever go there, not unless you want to disappear. This is the story of Oakhaven, or what we think was Oakhaven. It might have been spelled Ashdown. I can never remember. Either way, it's up there, deep in the woods somewhere, lost and forgotten. If you look hard enough though, you'll find it. You just need to know what to look for. I moved here 6 months ago, bought a cottage, some land, all of it cheap. Cheap because no one wants to live here. It's too quiet, too dark. I liked it though. That's why I came here, to get away from everything, everyone. I thought being alone would help me heal, that I could finally move on. I was wrong. At first, it was just the normal things, twigs snapping outside my window in the middle of the night, footsteps in the dead leaves, things rustling in the underbrush, always just out of sight. Then the dreams began. Every night, I would dream of dark things, of rituals in the forest and voices whispering my name. But when I woke, no one was there, only the trees. But then I started finding things. Symbols carved into the bark of trees, strange, almost alien-looking glyphs that seemed to writhe and twist in the daylight. I found more carvings in the dirt, in the stone walls that crisscross the fields, even on some of the old buildings in the village. I asked the locals what they meant, but they didn't know. They said those markings were here long before any of them were. And that's when I knew this place was cursed. There was something here before, something evil, something that had returned. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that something was out there waiting for me in the darkness. Still, I tried to ignore it, tried to push it out of my mind, hoping it would go away if I didn't acknowledge it. It didn't. One day I found something in the ruins of what used to be a schoolhouse, an old leather-bound book hidden in a hole in the wall. The pages inside were filled with the same symbols I'd been seeing everywhere else, except these were accompanied by strange diagrams and equations that made no sense to me. But as I turned through the brittle pages, one caught my eye. It was a drawing of the local area, but superimposed over it were lines connecting the old church, the village well, and the ruins of the schoolhouse itself. And at the center of the lines was a circle with the same symbol carved into it that I'd seen everywhere else. That's when I realized I wasn't just uncovering the secrets of this place. I had stumbled onto something much bigger, something that went beyond anything I could have imagined. I followed the lines to the church and stood in its shadow, tracing the symbol into the stone with my finger. As I did, the ground beneath my feet began to shake and the air grew heavy, as if a weight had settled over the entire village. The whispers started again, growing louder now, their voices overlapping, until they became a cacophony of sound. Panic seized me and I ran, stumbling through the underbrush, desperate to escape whatever it was that was rising in the darkness. I don't remember much after that. There was more whispering, then nothing. When I came to, I was lying in my bed. My room was dark, the windows shuttered against the night. I hadn't slept like that in months. But as the first rays of sunlight crept through the cracks in the shutters, I knew that whatever had been awakened would be back. And I was right. I heard the whispers in the trees, felt the ground rumble beneath my feet as I walked. And when I looked up, I saw them, the dark shapes moving in the forest, watching me. I ran, but there was nowhere to hide, nowhere to escape. They were everywhere. And as they closed in, I knew I was lost. What do you think happened in Oakhaven?